Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to Neo Scavenger. I felt like getting my ass kicked by pixels again, so let's go do that. Okay, so last time I ended it off, I accidentally pressed spacebar and ended my turn, so now I'm at full move. So the first thing right now is actually I need to remember what the heck I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back up to where that really mean person... Never mind, we're gonna go over here. Sorry, just changing plans instantaneously. So, we'll check out this area. This area looks really good, hopefully. Off to a great start! Hooray! Oh my gosh, please tell me that doesn't actually hurt me. Okay, cool. Jesus. This game, man. Sometimes. Mold again? Seems like that happens a bit too often. I just realized there's a tarp here. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so what's really awesome about tarp is that if I had enough moves... Okay, you know what? We'll find out what's awesome about tarp next turn. Okay, are you ready to find out what's awesome about tarp? So... First thing I need to do is make some more medium string. It's actually a really versatile tool that you need a lot. So we can make tarp into makeshift sacks. And now we have a makeshift sack. And I can finally have something in my left hand to hold things. So now I no longer have to hold those small animal hides, which is cool. And corn-cola, it's nice. I'll take this plastic shopping bag just in case I need it. That is a good shard. Check. The other one. It's not as good, but it's fine. So now we have that, and now we have a cornucola plastic bottle, which will be useful for later, I suppose. Just keep scavenging until the hex is empty. Oh, items, excellent. Clean rags, sweet. Might actually be able to use those. I'm not entirely sure what putting like bandages on top of bruises does. Because I don't know, like I'm not like medically trained here, so I have no idea what that does or why it helps me in any way. But it seems to reduce your pain, so I guess it's helpful. There's also some newspaper here that we can tear up, which I will do because paper scraps are actually what you use to make arrows, which is great. Arrows are, well, obviously for bows, and unfortunately I don't have a bow, but I'm not going to make one either because it's a pain, and I like having slings because their ammo is a lot easier to like keep track of and have a lot of. This one's better. Take the tarp. I'll need it for when that sack breaks. Wolverine black whiskey bottle. You can actually boil water inside of the glass bottles, but unfortunately they just turn into broken bottles afterwards, so they're not like a permanent solution to you finding clean water. So I just realized again that I'm super thirsty. So we're gonna move into this forest. Oh, and there's a feral dog leader, apparently. I don't know if that confers hit a special bonus, but there seems to be a feral dog over there. And I keep forgetting that I need to make a squirrel snare. Yeah, so this is like a common thing that I'm gonna be doing over and over and over again, is just making tons of squirrel snares and then taking them back apart because, well, you don't want to carry them with you, and you can always make them. Like, you're never not going to be able to make them as long as you have 2 string. So it's just something I'm gonna do. So yeah, the thing about Neo Scavenger is that unfortunately it's actually rather boring to watch, as far as I can tell. After you get past like the first few opening days or so, it becomes really like routine and like, oh yeah, we're doing the same shit that we did before to like stay alive, because that's the point. But unfortunately, that does mean that it's not very interesting for you guys. So what I'm probably gonna do is, after a couple of parts of you just seeing like what I regularly do to make shit work in Neo Scavenger, is I'll probably just stop the recording and cut to when something interesting happens, like when I have enough materials for a really interesting item or something along those lines. I could cook this. Oh, so that's something actually I want to go over. So there are a lot of different ways to start fires in the game. When you have the trapping skill, you can use like friction, like, you know, rubbing sticks together on top of each other to create enough friction to eventually create a flame. But also there are other ways to do it. You could find a lighter and you could just use that on a bunch of twigs to start the fire, or you could take like a glass bottle or even this like rifle scope, and you can use that with sunlight. Unfortunately, it's cloudy right now and raining, so that wouldn't work, but you can use sunlight to, well, make that happen. You could magnify it with the lens and it'll light the twigs on fire, which is useful for if you won't, like, if you're not able to carry around a bunch of just big sticks. So I actually like carrying around a handful of twigs because I can start fires anywhere, especially now that I have the rifle scope that's got pretty decent condition. I can use that to start fires when it's sunny, so that's nice. Alright, so we're gonna move on. Let's go over here. Oh god, no. Oh no. Ah! I kinda knew that was gonna happen. Okay, this time we're gonna murder this guy, just, I don't know, for our own petty amusement. But first we're gonna sneak far enough away for that to not be a problem. Because this guy seems to be of a stranger faction known as the Bad Mothers. And the Bad Mothers, I don't know if they're an actual like faction, but essentially they're the type of looter who is going to kill you. Just no matter what, they're going to stab you and cut you open and, I don't know, take a bath in your entrails. Like, just completely insane, crazy, murderous, crazy people. So we're gonna do that back, and we're gonna like break all of his limbs and dance on his corpse, and yeah, so we're gonna hit him with a stone. We missed. God damn it. I cannot catch a break here. Okay. He's behind cover, so that makes it more difficult, but usually the range skill actually helps with that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is run, but I have to reload my sling. So where you can just access your inventory during a encounter, and you can just reload. But now we're gonna run so I can create some more distance. We fucking fell down. Get up. He is not behind cover, so I will chuck another stone at him. And I think this pretty much means he's dead. He's stunned and bleeding and vulnerable. Yeah, he's essentially dead. We have essentially killed this man. Which is good. It's great. Murder. My first kill. Anyway, stop being creepy and let's just put him out of his misery. Well, the thing is, I can use another stone, and the stone might kill him now that he's like all messed up and stuff. But I'm pretty sure as long as somebody is like unconscious, you can literally just walk up to them and like say, I'm going to attack this person, and it just automatically kills them because it assumes they can't fight back. So like you're just gonna, I don't know, do something untoward. But we'll just put this guy out of his misery. Or we would if I could hit anything. Oh, well, I didn't hit anything vital. But anyway, yeah, this guy is basically dead. So this time we're going to switch to pebbles, and we're gonna fall back, I guess. I don't know. There's no point. Great, he's behind cover. Let's hit him with a pebble. He's dead. Like, this man. Oh, he's the leader. Well, good. He deserves it. So yeah, I don't really know what that does. Being a leader doesn't say ew. Oh, is that like regular meat? Oh, cool. Well, I'll eat that. Oh, okay. Okay, it's fine. It's just like cured meat is not, well, obviously, not unsalty. Oh, he had a lighter. That's awesome. So, now we have a lighter. Lighters are really useful because you can actually use them to increase loot when scavenging, which is really useful. Which I said twice. I'm really sorry. It's so hard to commentate. But yeah. So, here's a corpse. We can actually skin him and eat his flesh. Like a creepy cannibal person. And that's fine, you know, if you're starving to death. I'm not gonna judge you, but like... Okay, yeah, I actually will judge you. That's kind of gross, but still. Anyway, we're gonna do the whole paper scraps thing. Get some more. And he also had a hoodie, and some khaki cargo pants, both of which I'm going to take. So, inside, hoodies are good because they can actually be used as more storage space. They have pockets, just like jeans do. But not only that, this guy had some khaki cargo shorts, and even though they leave my legs kind of cold and look kind of silly, because you can't see them under the hospital gown, they have a 3x3 storage space area, which is really, really good. That means I don't have to carry around that tarp in my sack, and I have more like maneuverability with that. And I guess I'll stick with those dirty rags. So another thing I like to do is that when there's like slightly valuable equipment just sort of lying on the ground in a hex, I'll try to look for a place where I can keep it to make sure that NPCs don't just come and pick it up and take it and use it for their own purposes, because that's what they'll do. If you leave like a spear just lying on the ground in some random area, an NPC will come along, they will take it, and they will try to kill you with it, because this game is kind of unforgiving. But yeah, that's cool. So we murdered that guy, like total pro, and now we get to scavenge. And I'll show you what I mean with the light source. So you just click it, and it's like, ooh, you used a light source. Now it's like extra safe. You get more loot, but you're not very sneaky if you're holding a lighter up or something. Oh, and I got my first aid kit back. Well, it's not mine from before, but it is a first aid kit. And that is all that matters. Another eerie branded plastic water bottle. Honestly, I think the Coca-Cola bottles look stupid, so I'm not going to carry that around. But yeah, glad I found that plastic water bottle. Is this dirty rags? Oh no, it's clean. Clean. Cool. Use that. That's an empty painkiller bottle, so... Oh, I used some pebbles, didn't I? Okay, well, just restock. See, that's what I mean about the sling, is that the ammo is really small and really plentiful. So, it's a lot easier to keep your sling loaded than it is to keep your bow loaded, because you need to craft arrows, and I think you can only hold 5 arrows or something like that, like 5 or like 3 arrows in your bow at a time, and that's just poor. I don't like that. So we also found some Wav's potato chips. I don't really need them. I'm actually full right now, so we'll just stick those in our camp. And I guess this is actually a really good hex to hole up in Pack Rat, because you've got 2 abandoned IT offices, and those are really useful as areas in which you can just hide stuff, because they've got a decent concealment rating, so unless somebody's like super pro, they're not going to be able to come in and take your stuff. So hopefully we won't have any horrible accidents here. Oh, sweet. Yes. Yes. Okay. I am extremely ecstatic right now, even though my tone of voice has not changed at all, but I am extremely ecstatic. Just take my word for it, because we found a soup can. And that is probably the most useful item in the game, because what soup cans can do is... Oh, we also found some blinkies, quote unquote, like not copyright infringement. Yeah, yeah. which I don't know why I went into the crafting screen. I meant to go to camp. And we found a sleeping bag, so now we have a perfect camp. And we can store our blinkies, which we can sell later. That's a really good haul, actually. I am satisfied. And we'll stick this water in one of our bottles now that we have the ability to, well, boil it and clean it. And then we can make sure that it's actually clean, and then we can drink it. So that's cool. I'm actually very happy about this turn of events. Things are finally looking up. We alerted nearby creatures. Okay, so when you alert nearby creatures early in the game, it's kind of bad, but now that we have a weapon, and as I've just proven I could murder people with it pretty efficiently, we should be fine. Oh, nothing. Okay, well. So yeah, this is the general gist of Neo Scavenger. You just like walk around, go to urban areas, search them up, do stuff. It's a great game, but again, probably not very fun to watch. Very sorry. So, oh, we're parched. Now it's fun to watch because I'm suffering, but I mean, other than that. So now I need to find. There's actually a lake up north, and that dog has not moved for many hours. It's a little disturbing, honestly. Just gonna stay away from that. It's kind of scary. Why is that a 2-move area? And now I have to kill a dog. Okay. Well, I guess that's a thing. I'm sorry. I guess I have to become a puppy murderer. He's bleeding. He's also close enough to like murder my face, which is not cool. We're gonna dodge. Did we dodge? Yes, we dodged. How about we parry this time with our whatever? I don't even know what I'm parrying with. That's a really strange thing. Dodge. Cool. 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 So the reason why I'm not like attacking him is because he's actually close enough to hurt me. And, well, now that he's close enough to hurt me, I don't really want to, you know, let him have the opportunity. But now that we've run far enough away and missed, stupid RNG, or however this works. Damn it. So, just confirm, I guess. We'll just, like, fall back, I suppose. Nah, we'll run, because it'll probably charge me. Yep. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. You can only use this if you have the trapping skill, but you can lure, so you can use the environment against the target. And that usually results in fallen or recovering or stunned or whatever, and lets you get off some actual hits with your weapon, which is really, really good. And now I've run out of stones again. So we'll put in... Actually, now that he's so weak, let's put in our pebbles. Work him out with our pebbles. Okay, can't really do anything, so we'll do the old fall back. And then... Oh, we can actually lure him again? That's awesome. And now he's in shock. You know, I used to feel bad about, you know, murdering puppies, but I think I've gotten over it. Once you've played this game, you'll never look at another dog the same way again. So, unfortunately, I no longer care for puppies or doggies or whatever. Again, just want to use a crappy shard. Plus, he was full of meat and flesh and delicious food that I'm probably never going to get around to eating. So, I also want to keep his fur, because I can use that the same as I can use the small animal hides. And instead of searching here, we're just gonna keep on moving until I get to that lake, where hopefully I will be able to light a fire using my... Well, actually, now that I have my lighter, I can technically light a fire anywhere, and it doesn't really matter. But now we have a fire, and we have our soup can, and we have a lake, which I probably should have used to craft water. But yeah, now we have a lake. We'll get rid of the lake. and then we'll sterilize all this water. So that's the really good thing about a soup can. Oh, also, as compared to like a saucepan, soup cans do not have any sort of what's the word for it? Condition. So they will not. Your soup can will never fail you. It will not ever break or become useless over time as you boil things. It'll just like be a soup can and exist forever. It is the hardiest item. It is like the cockroach of the metal circular containers. So, yep. Now we are fully slaked and very, very tired. So, what I'm gonna do is what I usually like to do is basically select a campsite and just sort of stick with that campsite. So, because we found that really awesome area where we have like 2 office towers and like a bunch of really nice stuff, and also my sleeping bag, we're just gonna choose this area to sleep. So, hurrah! We got through the second day without dying or being horribly savaged. And we murdered 2 things. We are now a cold-blooded killer. Or, I don't know, some guy who was very desperate and, you know, had to do what he had to do, you know? You can't blame me. I only murdered a puppy. It's not like I did anything wrong. I mean, yeah. So. And, I have been told that it is a bad idea to stay in one place for very long. But I think when it's nighttime, I mean, there's not really much you can do about it. So, just leave that alone. And, I'll just wander over this way. Let's explore. Let's be brave, or not, because I'm hiding, and I should not have done that actually. So, I don't know which queen rags that was, but okay, so it was this one. So, the interesting thing about this is that dirty rags will infect all of your cuts, and so you don't want to keep them on your person if you've got an open wound or anything like that. But because of the fact that... Ooh, 4 shot. Because... Oh god, I've completely lost my train of thought here. What was I talking about? Dirty rags. So, even though they'll infect your cuts when you have an open wound, it actually does not matter whether or not you are wearing dirty or clean rags over your face. It still works like a regular air filter. It doesn't really matter what kind of rag type that you've decided to use, which is nice. So, forest shacks are really awesome. Oh, we found a metal saucepan. Okay, so the advantage of the metal saucepan over the Chef Yummy Creamy Crumb soup can is that the saucepan can boil multiple water droplets at once, whereas the Creamy Crumb soup can only boil 1. And that just has to do with the amount of time and move that you have to use to boil all that water. But the saucepan also has a condition rating, which means that eventually that saucepan will break, whereas our Chef Creamy Crumb, oh god, no, not that other thing I said, please, no. Ignore that, that was a Freudian slip. So we are going to hide the saucepan because I don't like other people touching my stuff, and it's my saucepan, it's mine, and I'll never use it, but it's okay, it's my saucepan. And we've got another shack here, which hopefully, oh, we got a crowbar, or a crowbar, whatever, but that thing that Atlas was talking about in Bioshock. So we have that. That's useful. Because well, the crowbar is useful because of the fact that you can also use that kind of like a lighter to get more loot, but you can also put a strap on it with some medium string, and you can carry it on your back. So you basically have a melee weapon that you can carry around with you all the time that's useful for looting, and that usually doesn't lose much condition. So it's a really, really good item, and I'm really happy that I found it. Like I said, those forest shacks are essentially your bread and butter. The reason why I'm kind of ignoring the destroyed ruins and the suburb kind of area with the mobile homes and the bungalows is because usually those have a very, very low loot rating for, like, the amount of time it'll take to search through them, and like the likelihood that you'll be found out by other enemies. We found a shiv. That's nice. Cornucola plastic bottle. More shards. Shards are, again, because I don't have a certain type of item, shards are basically my bread and butter for cutting things, and I need to at least keep 2 stacks of them on me at all times. So I want to, for specific, oh god, I keep forgetting that I don't have enough room or move. So, and I've lost my train of thought again. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My head is full of fluff and like crazy phantasms that are beyond human understanding, and it's just hard to keep a certain frame of mind and remember what I'm talking about, what I'm doing things with my hand, and randomly sorting objects to prolong the time of the video so that I can talk about whatever the hell I'm talking about. So let's just, you know, do the thing. Neo Scavenger, right? That's what we're doing right now. Oh, completely forgot. Jesus Christ. Okay. Cargo pants instead of cargo shorts. Excellent. This is what we need. This is the dream. Let's also check this. It's not as good as mine. Ugh, you call that a crowbar? This is a crowbar. We have pants! Real pants. Not those fake pants. I'm kidding. I mean, am I? So we have real pants. Real pants. Yeah. Which are basically the same. They're just like warmer and stuff. Which is nice. It's useful for keeping you alive and stuff. And I guess we can tear up that paper. I forget how much paper scraps stack up to. I'm pretty sure it's only up to 30, and then you have to find a new. Yep, it's only up to 30 or so. That sucks. Ugh, sorry. Tired, yawning. Hope that doesn't show up super bad on the video. Oh, and that was just like a second shirt, so that will keep me like super warm as opposed to just mildly warm. And we found another sleeping bag, which is mildly valuable. Well, IT office tower. I guess we can make another temporary campsite here. So, and again, I'm just gonna put all of the useful items. So like water bottles and crowbars and whiskey bottles. And I guess small assorted parts and basically everything into the campsite so that no NPCs take my stuff. It's mine. Oh, let's use the one that we just have lying around since we're not going to take it with us. Oh, yes, I found a right shoe. For some reason, finding right shoes in this game is by far the most difficult thing I have ever encountered. Like, you will find a billion left shoes because apparently there are no shortage of left feet in post-apocalyptic Michigan. But as soon as you want a right shoe, oh no, you better look somewhere else, like Ohio or something, because right shoes do not exist in post-apocalyptic Michigan. Seriously. I found in a previous playthrough, I found like 5 or 6 just left boots. You know, just some random left boots, and you know, it's just like that's it. Just found some left boots. Never found a right one. I could have like searched all over Michigan, and I will never find a right boot. But luckily, we found this. I don't know. Definitely not Croc sandal type thing. Oh, so that's a scratch UVD. I didn't even notice that we got that. Right, so scratch UVDs are also useful items because those can actually be broken down into plastic shards, which are just like normal shards, but once again they're at 100%, just like shards that you would get from a broken bottle. And that's useful for crafting things like arrows, which, actually, come to think of it, since I have so many sticks and stuff, and since this is like a area and I have so many paper scraps, you know what, let's make some arrows. I'll show you how to do that. So we have some sticks, you need some medium-sized branches, and you need some really good shards. I want to use some shards that are like 90%, 100%, that kind of stuff. And I know that the game auto-stacks all of the shards that are around, so I'm just gonna pull these out and make sure everything has a pretty decently high condition. Okay, so got a 100% conditioned shard. Now I need some regular handfuls of string, and finally some paper scraps for fletching. And then you also need to add the range skill, because otherwise you can't actually make the arrow. So the condition of the arrow is 48%, which is less than ideal. If I change that, will that make any difference, or will that just make the arrow crappier? No. For some reason, the arrow will just be 48%. I have no choice in the matter. It's just going to be a 48% condition arrow. Maybe that also depends on the tree branch. Okay, so it depends on the tree branch that you use and the glass. So hopefully, yeah, now it's a 53.9. And if I use something better than that, like if I use this 100, now it's a 98.8. So the interesting thing about arrows is that you can retrieve them, but only if they're still intact. And I guess that's kind of the problem, is that finding an intact arrow is pretty difficult. Because broadhead arrows, I think they lose condition at about 45% per, which is, well, pretty bad. But anyway, there, I showed you how to craft an arrow. It's pretty easy, you know. If you can get a lot of them, they're, I guess, kind of useful. I like just, you know, slinging rocks at things and, you know, breaking bodies. Yeah, so we're not gonna really fuss around with that, but, you know, something you can do. We're also going to hide all these clothes from that melon head, because I don't trust it. It's a melon head. But I should probably go over that. So, just... That is a melon head. It's kind of gross. It's also naked. Doesn't have a willy, which is interesting. But I'm gonna stop talking. So, yeah. I think that's actually good for now. Kind of sated my hunger on Neo Scavenger. We'll go murder that baby-faced naked thing next time, probably. So,